Beloved congregation, today we embark on a journey through the turbulent yet transformative narrative of 2 Kings 10. In the actions of Jehu against the house of Ahab and the worshippers of Baal, we witness a vivid tableau of divine justice, human zeal, and the intricate dance between mercy and judgment. This story, while ancient, speaks to us with lessons of timeless relevance, guiding us in navigating our relationship with God and each other in today's world. Jehu's actions reflect a delicate balance between zeal for the Lord and the execution of divine justice. Here, we see a mirror reflecting our own need to balance our zeal for God with an understanding and application of His mercy and justice in our lives. As Micah 6:8 teaches us, the Lord requires us to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with Him. Let us strive to embody this balance, understanding that our actions and decisions impact our spiritual equilibrium. The narrative of Jehu is a testament to the cyclic nature of obedience to God and the ensuing blessings. As we align our actions with God's will, we not only adhere to His commands, but also set into motion a cycle of spiritual renewal and divine favor. This cycle is reminiscent of Jesus' words in John 14:15, "If you love me, keep my commands." Let this be a reminder that our love for God is expressed through our obedience, which in turn reinforces our commitment to His path. Jehu's zeal, though complex, was instrumental in fulfilling God's judgment. This zeal, rooted in obedience, brings about significant change, akin to the transformation described in Romans 12:2, where we are urged not to conform to the pattern of this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. May Jehu's story inspire us to possess a zeal for God that is both transformative and reflective of His will in our lives. God's sovereignty often unfolds in unexpected ways, as evident in Jehu's ascent and his campaign against idolatry. This reminds us to trust in God's plans, even when they seem indirect or unclear. Proverbs 3:5-6 encourages us not to lean on our own understanding, but to trust in the Lord, acknowledging Him in all our ways. Let us hold fast to this promise, knowing that God's paths lead us to righteousness. Jehu's narrative underscores the inseparable nature of faith and action. James 2:26 reminds us that faith without deeds is dead. In our walk with God, let us remember that our faith is authenticated by our actions. Our commitment to God is demonstrated not just in what we profess, but in how we live out those beliefs in our daily lives. In every spiritual journey, there are pivot points, moments of decision that define our path forward. Jehu's decisive actions against the worshippers of Baal were such a pivot, turning the nation back to God. Let us be mindful of the pivotal moments in our lives, understanding that our choices have the power to bring us closer to God or to lead us away from Him. Through Jehu's story, we witness the harmonious interplay of God's justice, mercy, and love. This triad reminds us of the depth of God's character and His desires for us. Let us strive to reflect these divine attributes in our interactions, showing justice, mercy, and love in our relationships and communities. As we reflect on the lessons from Jehu's actions in 2 Kings 10, let us be inspired to navigate our spiritual journeys with a balance of zeal, obedience, and an understanding of God's divine attributes. Let us embrace the cycles of obedience that lead to blessing, the causality of our actions under God's sovereignty, and the pivotal moments that define our faith. Let this narrative inspire us to live lives that are pleasing to God, marked by a commitment to His will, a zeal for His house, and a love that mirrors His own. May we, like Jehu, play our part in God's grand narrative, always striving towards the heart of God in all we do.